Hello, this is Uncommon Fossil, and today I want to show off a Spidops Leafeon deck that I've been working on the last couple days. It's starting to come together for me, I think. So it's based around Spidops is one of the key Pokemon. Spidops EX is stage 1, 260 HP. Wire Hang attack, which is okay. For 2 energy, does 90 damage plus 30 more for each cost in the opponent's retreat cost for the opponent's active Pokemon. What makes it really useful, though, is the Trap Territory ability. Your opponent's active Pokemon retreat cost is 1 colorless energy more. So obviously it helps itself with the Wire Hang, but then what it really helps with is Leafeon VMAX. Play 2 Leafeon VMAX, and it's got the Grass Knot attack. For 2 energy, does 60 damage per energy in the retreat cost of your opponent's active Pokemon. So get some Spidops in play and swing for big damage with Leafeon VMAX. Also, Max Leaf is useful at times. For 3 energy, it does 170 damage, and it heals 30 damage from itself. So that's useful. And then also put in 1 Leafeon VSTAR, because that also evolves from Leafeon V at 260 HP. Sometimes we'll utilize the Leaf Guard attack, 180 damage for 3 energy, and then during your opponent's next turn, this opponent takes 30 less damage from attacks. But the real value in this Pokemon is the IV-Star ability. During your turn, you may switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with the active Pokemon, and as a V-Star power, you can only do 1 per game. But it is a way to use like a boss on a turn, but not actually use your supporter for that turn, right? You can research and then still gust with IV-Star. And the way the deck is, you can do damage through Leafeon VMAX, or you can just look to stall out the opponent with the Spidops EX. If you go with the stall route, I have included, which certainly depends on the game, right? You usually want to start off by taking an attacking route, but be prepared to switch into the stall mode, right? Pidgeot V lets the deck become infinite with his Vanishing Wings ability. If it's on the bench, you can shuffle it back into your deck with all cards attached to it. So easily makes a deck infinite. Oh, and the Leafeon V is also a very useful card. Before its Greening Cells ability, once during your turn, you search your deck for a grass energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon, shuffle your deck, your turn ends. So on your first turn, you're not going to be attacking anyway, really, with this deck. So you use Greening Cells, you accelerate a second energy into play. So that comes in very useful in the deck for sure. So 12 basic energy, I think that's the count. Maybe I can cut it down to 11. It might be too inconsistent if I do. So for trainers, it plays 4 research. Go through the supporters first. Obviously, just good for setting up. 1 Miriam lets you get some Pokemon back into your deck and draws 3. 3 Boss to help with controlling what you're attacking or to help with stalling. And usually in the game, at some point, you want to stall some, even if you're planning on winning by taking prizes, just to slow down your opponent. And then I'm now, as I've been modifying the deck, included 3 Serena. It gives you the option of gusting up a benched V Pokemon, which there's still a lot of in the game, or you can discard up to 3 cards from hand and draw to your F5. So having that option to draw and just set up is really important with this deck as well. Then play 1 Pal Pad to recover a supporter, and play 4 Pokégear just to try, look at the top 7, reveal a supporter card, and put it into your hand. Because the deck doesn't really have an engine, so you need to get a useful supporter each turn. So with Pokégear and the other supporters in deck, you'll hit something that will advance your board state pretty consistently. And then obviously need to get Pokemon into play, so 4 Nest Ball and 4 Ultra Ball, 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball to get a basic from your prizes, particularly if you get into the stall game, and if your Pidgeot V is prized, this will get that out for you, which is obviously very important. Also 4 Mesagoza. Need a stadium to bump path if it's there, because then the Spidops ability is shut down, and also just to help get some more Pokemon into play, because getting set up early is very important with this deck. And then also plays 1 Forest Sealstone, which helps, right? You can attach this to the Leafeon and use the Star Alchemy ability, search your deck for any 1 card, that uses your VSTAR power for the game. So you can either use the Forest Seal Stone or the Leafeon VSTAR. You can't do both in the game, so you'll see what situationally what is necessary, and then play 2 Switch card and 1 Energy Retrieval. I think those are very useful cards as well. So let's jump into the ranked ladder, see how it goes. Now, most of the time I've been testing the deck and playing a few games, making adjustments, so I've been in the unranked ladder, and it's having a decent level of success there. For this one, now I'm jumping into the ranked ladder. Things are much tougher, so we'll see if I can get a win or not. Hopefully I don't get Mew. That's the one matchup that this is almost unwinnable, because Mew VMAX and the V have a free retreat. I'm not doing a lot of damage to Leafeon V. Trying to win with stall is very difficult too, because they have a number of switch cards and a good number of ways to search out those switch cards. So I haven't been able to beat a Mew deck yet, but I'm sure that will happen eventually if I play it enough also. So obviously took a mulligan. Okay, just 1. That's good. Leafeon V, I like to get that into play. Right now, I don't have the ability to get a second Pokemon to play, so that part is not good. But we'll see what happens. I have research for next turn up against Lost Zone. So I will... Okay, that is a very nice card. So I will... What do I want to do here? I like the research option too, but I also might want to gust up. So I will get rid of... I'll keep the boss also. I will toss down a Tarountula, attach to the Leafeon, and accelerate to... Leafeon will accelerate to itself as it ends turn. Often I will spread out the energy between 2 Leafeon Vs, because the VSTAR... the VMAX only needs 2 energies to attack usually. But we'll see what happens here. Probably need to research next turn. So they're going second. They have a comfy. They have Colors Experiment. So that's a nice start for them. I don't know what else is in their hand, if they have more comfies or not. So, okay, getting rid of a boss and a Nest Ball. So, okay, don't need Nest Ball when you have Battle VIP Pass. And they might have another card to search out Pokemon too, because Nest Ball certainly is useful on turn 1 for them. And we don't know what type of Lost Zone build it is. Been seeing Giratina most recently for myself when I've been playing for Lost Zone opponents. We will see what type of energy they discard. So water energy. So we will see what we're up against here. All right, and they got rid of a Sableye. That's good. See, the Tarountula at 40 HP. Sableye can take 3 of those out in a turn, so you've got to get those evolved early. Obviously, Sableye can't attack for a bit anyway. So my opponent... And the opponent will play Beach Court, and Beach Court's another card I don't like, obviously, because it reduces retreat cost, so therefore it makes the VMAX Leafeon less effective. So winning the Stadium War will be beneficial too. We'll see. They play a decent amount of switch cards, but I could also win by stall here as well. So okay, so I have knockout with the VMAX, right, as it is. So I'm going to attach to Spidops. Hopefully I need to get the VMAX to be able to attack though, right? I'll be sad if I can't get it. And I did not get it yet. I do have, so I need to hit heads here or I'm not attacking this turn. So I took a chance by attaching to the bench Pokemon, and it really went badly for me. So, so that even with Beach Court, they don't have free retreat. So now I just need to Greening Cells. I guess I attach to the active. No. I have energy in hand, right? So I will attach. I'll attach the Spidops on the bench. I have research. Look, I figure I have to get that Pokemon to attack with this next turn, right? taking a chance, but you have to obviously take a certain amount of chances. So my discard pile, I have Pal Pad, so I'll probably get a boss and a Serena. I don't know, do they play a V Pokemon? Probably. Oh, getting rid of a Cramorant. Okay. So they must be feeling pretty good about themselves. Getting rid of a Sableye, a Cramorant, and a Comfey. Those are all very nice cards for them. They've gotten Colorless Experiment the first 2 turns of Battle VIP Pass. Okay, they've gotten rid of a Switch cart. They used that up. All right, so Mirage Gate. We'll get to see what types of energy they play. At this point, we've just seen the one Water, and Fighting. Okay. So, all right, well, so they're going to knock out the Tarountula with Radiant Greninja and hit into a second Pokemon. As long as that's not horrible for me. Let's see, I haven't gotten rid of Miriam, so I'm going to Pal Pad probably back the boss and Serena. Just thinking through my turn, I like to be playing out in the head what I'm going to do. Obviously, being prepared to adjust depending on what my opponent does, as well as and what I top deck. So they're going to hit into my active since they have Choice Belt and knock out the Tarountula, I assume. Right, 90 plus 30. I think it will do 130 to my active. They'll have a hard time. If I get the VMAX up, they will 3-shot that. It is 3 prizes once they get through it. But we'll see what happens here. What other Pokemon that? Wow, another Mirage Gate. Okay. Well, this is, they've gotten to a good place to be able to Mirage Gate twice by their second turn, right? They've gotten 7 energy in the discard. So okay, 2 there because they're gonna pay the retreat cost. So that is kind of good though, right? I mean, they do have the energy recycler, I imagine, to toss all these energies back once. They probably play 1 anyway. So they're gonna attack, knock out the Tarountula, hit into the Leafeon, I assume. I will attach to the Leafeon V, Pal Pad, and Research. So they go ahead in the prize race. We'll see. It's obviously it's good for them. They have a very good deck, I imagine. They have a big hand. I don't have any disruption either. So let's see here. I will Mesagoza first. Why not? Do I want to be safe here, or do I want to attach an energy to the bench, right? Let's see. I guess I will. I'm going to play the safe route. No, I'm going to get something else on the bench. So I'm going to Tarountula. But I will attach the third energy to the active. That's what I decided to do because that way I can attack with the VSTAR if that's what I have also. Kind of hedging my bets that way. So Boss and Serena, which if they play a V Pokemon, I can gust that up. I could switch in. I could do that, right? Attack with Spidops. No, let me do that. I want to save the Spidops. I want to try and... Well, that's nice too. Let me play the heavy ball, see what I have. Nothing there. 1 Spidops prized. Okay. Do I want to keep the Forest Seal Stone? What do I discard here? I will get rid of the Research. Keep the Serena. I'll get rid of Forest Seal Stone. I'm going to go aggressive here. Get rid of Forest Seal Stone. Saying, hey, I'm going to hit my Leafeon VMAX. Because that's kind of what I'm saying here. Hey, world, I'm going to hit Leafeon VMAX next turn. I mean Leafeon VSTAR next turn. You can't stop me. Of course, things can stop me for sure. Okay, so toss him down, and And I do, okay, that's actually the third energy was good. I heal off some, which makes it harder for them to knock me out. Might take an extra turn, and I needed the energy to get the knockout anyway. So I have Serena. If they toss down a V Pokemon, I can also thin and draw with it. I could, wow, they're just hitting they're hitting Colorless Experiment very well. That this person, their deck is flowing for them well, so good for them. Sableye, and they have to have they're not quite there. Okay, they're going to be 10, so that will take out my next Tarountula. Unfortunately, I lose him, so a second prize. They'll do some more damage maybe to my active. We'll see. But I can get the follow-up knockout will be at 4 prizes each. So he's going to take a prize this turn, I assume. Okay, Comfy. So nothing exciting in terms of Pokemon yet. They do have the Fighting Energy and Psychic and Water. So a little energy mix there. So they're going to get rid of my Stadium, I guess. That's sad. I like you, but I don't blame them. And now they're already at 10. That got them to 11 cards, right, in Lost Zone. They didn't need to do that, but getting rid of my Stadium makes it harder for me to function. And obviously that, right, I have that is nice for sure. So let me think here. Maybe I just Serena and take the knockout here. I'm thinking that's what I do. So I'll attach to my Leafeon V. I will Serena, which automatically discards. So I have the Leafeon VSTAR, which is nice. Do I want to... I think I don't want to... Sorry, I'm talking to myself here, aren't I? So I'm going to make that play. I think I will heal myself up a little more. So that's nice. The fact that it didn't hit into me at all meant they didn't take a prize off my one basic I had. And so I'm ahead in the prize race, so that's a plus. And obviously they're digging through their deck pretty aggressively. I could play the stall game also. See, now they do have recovery cards such as this too. So they're going to hit into me with Sableye. And they have energy and they can attack with all their Pokemon. So I'm going to need to win by taking prizes. Okay, get Radiant Greninja back, which is a nice threat for them also. Okay. The fact that I can heal every time is nice. So they might not want to damage the active if I'm keeping healing myself. They might want to then dig into my other Pokemon. Right? They have... but they need to knock out 3 of those, right? Because at this point... so that's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, what do I want to do here? I think I should get some energy, right? What do I have? 1 in the... Do I want to... I don't know that I want to do that, do I? Let me just look here at what I have. All right, I could try to get another Leafeon into play. And then evolve him. I think I'll just be done. I think I will just hit into them. I'm just going to hit into them and heal off a little bit more. Right, so next turn I will be fully healthy again. By playing the VSTAR, it has less HP, so that's a risk, right? They have 3 260 Pokemon to work through. But they still, right, they have to 3-shot, even like to work through the Spidops. They get 120 down again. I mean, they were smart not putting it on my Leafeon VMAX, right? Because I'm getting rid of energy. Just let him come back to full health. I think is the right play there. I could play the stall game at some point also. Let's see. They've gotten rid of a rope. I haven't seen a stadium from them yet, so I assume they play beach court. But beach court doesn't give them free retreat. That's the nice thing. That is a nice thing. So they've just played one rope. So they have multiple switch cards in their hand. So I need to keep taking prizes. That's fairly simple, right? Looks like I think I'm in the better position here. But we will see what happens, obviously. They're taking out the Spidops with energy attached, which certainly makes sense. Oh, no, don't attach to the active. He doesn't need more energy. Attach to him. I still have... That's good. I have stadiums to bump their stadium. So let me just attack and heal. Right? So there we go. I'll get back to full health. So I still need 2 more prizes, right? They're only playing single prizers, so it makes things a little more, right? A little more nervous for me because I still, it's 2 turns before I can win. At this point, I'm positioned to win in 2 turns. They haven't shown me anything that is going to win, but we'll see what happens. They have a lot of cards in hand still, obviously. I mean, they've gotten rid of a decent number of cards in the lost zone. They've stopped lost zoning cards. Obviously, they're over 10, so they don't need to. So, yep, start hitting him. That is fine for sure. Okay, I'll get 2 energy in hand. I'll attach to the Spidops. That way I can... maybe I should have waited on that, because if they judge me, I will... But this way I can, with an energy attachment, I can do whatever I need this turn. I have boss, I have everything I need. Now I'm doing less damage because I'm down to 1 Spidops. So that's, you know, they did that. They've reduced him. So the question is, do they have some big surprise for me at this point? I have boss and I have gust with my Leafeon VMAX. So they kind of, at this point, they could, well, they can't, they could cross switcher and judge me, right? That would be damaging for sure. I don't think that there's anything they can do, but we'll see what happens here. This may be the end. We'll see if they finish out this turn. Even they don't have free retreat. Even with a beach court, it drops it by 1, but I'm raising it by 1, so it stays 1. They need a switch to get something else in the active, and at this point, I just have knockout for game whatever they send up, right? I do 170. Okay, so Zapdos, not surprised there. So they need to send up Zapdos to have a chance. All right, but what's it going to do? It does 170. Okay, they didn't. Oh, I just had the... Wait, couldn't they attack? No, they could not attack. So, but they have game on board because I have my Leafeon there too. So I will just call up Comfy, and I will take knockout. Right. I had energy. I had everything I needed. So they had the Zapdos, which makes sense with the fighting energy. So there we go. Got a game on the rank ladder. So that's the first time getting a win on the rank ladder, so very pleased for that. And, you know, didn't utilize the stall tactic. Again, it depends on the deck. We see the glitch where I have these blank cards. They're black now. Some points they were white. Now they're black. Cutouts, whatever. There is an update coming in a day or two, I believe. So we'll see what happens after that. So jump in for one more game, right? I very pleased the deck works. So, you know, this next game, you know, winning 2 in a row is probably asking for too much, but we'll see what happens. So I played, so talking through some of the other things I put in the deck. Radiant Jirachi as a way to say, hey, knock him out early, and I'll search for 3 cards. Not to attack with it, but just to kind of be that wall. But honestly, when I did that, like 90% of the time, my opponents were gusting around it. It didn't really provide much value. I played the Cycle Czar, which has free retreat, and it draws 2, I think, for 1 energy. I did that because when I was playing Gardenia's Vigor, which was my original build, with Gardenia's Vigor obviously being all grass attacker, it's just Gardenia's Vigor, which this is a deck, if it's gonna be useful, this is a deck that should use it, right? But Gardenia's Vigor just doesn't work. I don't know who's going first here. All right, Giratina. Ooh, all right, so if I go first against the Giratina deck, then I can knock out Giratina on turn 2. They're getting 2 into play, but now is it a Lost Zone build, or is it a... let me get a Leafeon into play. All right, so... Or is it a Arceus? All right, no indications. It's about that. So I will... get rid of these. I have Miriam. I should have paid attention to the prizes more, shouldn't I? I should. Get down another Tarountula. At this point, they're not knocking anybody out. They didn't accelerate didn't attach any energy that turn. So I like that. Attach to the... I'm going to attach to the Tarountula. It's a little bit off from what I'd normally do. Okay, so I have a Mesagoza. Do I want to play him? I would like to get... I will. It may help my opponent more than me. That's what I'm thinking, because they did not set up well, right? So giving them the opportunity to get a card. All right, I got ahead, though, so that's very nice. So I'll get another Leafeon into play. Gives me the option to get the VMAX and the VSTAR next turn, right? And I will accelerate energy to my 1V, right? Because if I attack with the VMAX next turn, then I just need 2 energy. I do have the opportunity, if they can't evolve, to knock out a Giratina next turn. I do have a boss also. I probably don't get all the... All right, so it's a Lost Zone build, which is what I'm more used to. It can be paired with Arceus too. With Lost Zone, I do think is probably more effective. The fact that they didn't get any energy attached last turn is really nice too. So they need 3 energy to be able to attack. So we'll see what happens here. So they're thinking through their 5 cards. Which 2 are they going to Lost Zone? A Cramorant and a Pokégear, correct? Yep. All right. Attaching 1 energy, which then they can use the Abyssal Hand, Abyss Seeking. Sorry, where they top 4. Look at the top 4 cards. 2 goes to hand, 2 in the Lost Zone. So they get to take advantage of the Mesagoza, which was the reason I thought about not playing it. But getting another V into play, I do think, is a benefit. So no energy in the discard. Just thinking I have energy retrieval. I may hard retreat, though, this turn. We will see. The VSTAR needs 3 energy to attack, so I think I would... we'll see what I do. I could attack with Spidops also. That's not going to be great, though, I don't think, right? It does 90 plus 30, even if I get them both evolved. Well, wait, 1, 2. So 3 times 3 is, what, 90? 4 is 120 plus 90 comes up 10 short. How the game hates me. All right, so I'd love to hit a heads here, because then I'll know what I'm doing for sure, I think. I hit a heads. I like it. I like that. So I'm going to get a VMAX. So I'm going to retreat, right? Do I? Because I might not want to. All right, so if I... Let me think. So 1, 2. So I have 1, 2, 3 right now. Yes. So I think I need to research. Because I don't have knockout. All right, so send him up. He's at 180. I need that other Spidops. So no reason to get energy in hand. It doesn't help me. So give me... okay. That gets me what I needed, right? So I will get rid of this guy. And how many energies did I discard? 2. Okay, so I might, I think I want to keep the Switch in the Miriam. Do that. I will get, okay, no more. Did I discard a Spidops? I did, so Miriam helps me out there. Okay, so that gives me knockout. Toss him down to get ready. And knock out the active, which has energy attached. If he was on the bench, I did have my VSTAR power to gust, so that's gone well. Since they went first, I didn't think things were going to set up this well for me. Obviously, they had a very bad start, right? They got no Lost Zone pieces into play turn 1. What do they have now? They have 4 in the Lost Zone, so they can Cramorant if they chose. Now they have 6, so they might be able to. They might be able to knock me out, though. So that's the scary part here. They can. No, they need 10. They need 7 to Mirage Gate. They probably can get to 7. In fact, they are getting to 7. Sorry, but they need to get 10 to be able to use Giratina's VSTAR attack. I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll see what they do here. The nice thing is, if they don't knock me out, I can, and they don't evolve. All right, they might evolve. They hit heads, so we will see what they do here, because they have, they only have 2 energies on. Okay, they might hit me with Cramorant. Now, if they hit me with Cramorant and things stay like they are, I'm going to gust up the Giratina and knock him out. Okay, so they're going to rope. They're going to hit into me. Do I need... all right, I'll give him up. That's okay. All right, you're going to hit into him with Cramorant. You take him out. I'm actually going to get him back into hand with Miriam next turn, because I will toss all these Pokemon up. They got, okay, so that was a good play by their part. So I was hoping they didn't have the I was hoping they didn't have the VSTAR, right? Like, by their getting the VSTAR into play, I would have played it differently. Bump my stadium, right? It doesn't hurt me what that stadium does, but right, because it's 2, so the retreat cost is 4. So 4 times 6 is 240, and then they might be able to one-shot me next turn. I don't know. There's a decent chance they can, though, right? So how do I work this? I think I Miriam first. I think I want all 3 of these guys. And I think, okay, I want to... I think I want to hit into... All right, I need to attach someplace too, right? I could... Do I... All right, I'm going to use Leafeon VSTAR. I'm going to hit into Giratina. I need to knock out Giratina next turn, right? Right now, I do 240. That's a bummer. I will attach to Spidops because then I can finish him off with Spidops next turn, right? Because they might knock me out. They have to get 3 more in the discard, right? So that means they have to Colorless Experiment and pull off a Comfy, right? Which obviously they can, but they have to switch. They have to switch twice then to pull that off. The retreat cost, of course, even with Beach Court, it's not effective for them because of having my 2 Spidops in play. I think they got a Colorless Experiment, so that's 2 in the Lost Zone. So they're going to really push, I assume, to get that 3rd card in the Lost Zone this turn, right? Because then they one-shot my Leafeon. That's 3 prizes. They get down to 2. I finish off their Giratina with my Spidops, but then we're each standing at 2 prizes each. So I think he's got to use his Path to the Peak. Okay, that's a good play. Good play. So that means the retreat cost is now they can't play Beach Court though. They can't play Beach Court. I have Boss though, so at this point, I think I want to just gust him up and knock him out. I do believe I do. He has 10 now in the Lost Zone, so that means he can use the VSTAR. He can use Star Requiem, which is very bad for me. And is he going to do that? He needs to attach. Oh, that's right. He just needs 2 for that. So, all right. So got the knockout. That's right. Star Requiem's 2, so they work that well. Pass to the Peak came in well, shutting off my ability. So a very good turn for my opponent. So I want to... So at this point, I'm doing 150. I finish him off for sure. All right, I think I want a Boss. I will get back something, right? Wait, no, I want to research this turn, right? I think. I'm going to research, right? So let me get Boss back. So what I have, oh, I don't have, no, I do have him. Okay, good. So there we go with him. I don't think I'm going to get another VMAX into play. So let me make this play. I think I want to get both bosses. I think I want boss. And I will research. And I might lose this game. All right, I can't get another energy into play now. I don't think I want to bench Leafeon. I kind of could. Maybe I do bench Leafeon. Let me see. Do I have the VMAX in the deck? I do not. Oh, I do. Okay, so I'm gonna toss down the Leafeon. He's tanky, and I might need him to kind of get through the rest of the game. My opponent could win quickly. We will see. Anyway, having a very competitive game up against a good deck. Now, that granted, they did get a bad start. I have to recognize that for sure. They got their 10, and they had a very good turn. I mean, they played well. You know, they've done a nice job working what they have here. So I've got to get that Leafeon evolved, right? That's kind of what needs to happen here. I have 2 Pokégears. Okay, hopefully we'll see what I draw, right? I need a draw supporter, probably. I have Serena. Serena's nice in that I can keep some bosses into hand still. Oh, they're playing Giratina. All right, so... Okay, well that's... All right, that opens up the possibility of winning this. Well, let me think. If I bump the stadium, 90, he does 2. Right now he does 3. So 3 times 30, 120. So 2 times. So I have to bump the stadium. If I bump the stadium, I knock out the Giratina. So, and I use my VSTAR power. Now that looks like they're gonna. Are they gonna attack with if they honestly if they sent? I can't imagine they're gonna attack with Giratina, right? Yeah, they're gonna attack with Sableye. Sets up. Okay. I didn't have the pieces I quite needed anyway, so we will see what happens here. That's not bad though. Pokégear gives me hope, right? Hope is what I'll say. So they're going to get their energy on the Giratina. They probably have a V-Star in hand, and that will get them game next turn. All right, it does 280, right? If I recall, the V-Star. So that makes it happen, right? Path to the peak they've got it to stick, so the path is very important. So we'll see, right? My opponent has done a nice job coming back here, looking like they've come back and won. We will see, right? They don't win this turn, but they have game next turn, essentially. I mean, I could bump the stadium and try and stall them out. I'd have to switch them, though. I have to bump the stadium and switch them because, oh, wow. Okay, so he does how much? 120. But he doesn't, without, that's terrible, right? I just don't get what I need to get knockout. So research, right? I need to research. Bump the stadium, and the problem is I just lose, don't I? At this point, I think I just lose. I can boss something up. Maybe that's my play. Maybe I boss stall now. I think I need to do something here, right? So I'll do that. It's not looking good for me. It's not looking good. So I have a Mesagoza. So that's useful. I think I'm going to lose, though. So at this point, is there any way I don't lose? I think I just attack because I just lose, right? Well, they need the V-Star, right? They don't actually have game on board. They don't have the V-Star. They probably have it or have access to it. They probably have game. That Roxanne did hurt me. We'll see what they send up. If they send up the Giratina, I think that means they have the V-Star, which of course gets them game. The V-Star knocks out any of my Pokemon. If they're not sure about the V-Star though, then it's a very different game there, right? They could play Lost Vacuum to bump my stadium. So let's see, Pokemon. I mean, they've only discarded one V-Star, right? They have to play a couple. I mean, it could be prized, and we'll see what happens here. They took a long time thinking, so either they're not paying attention, right? They're playing a game on their phone while they're doing this, which, yes, happens for sure. All right, so they don't have the V-Star yet. They don't have a lot of cards in deck, though, so if it's in the deck, that was a quick decision, so that gets them what they needed. So I assume they had to do that to get game. So good game by my opponent. They started badly, but they came back for the win. It is a better deck, than what I'm playing. I will say, I'm working on this deck. This deck still isn't fully evolved, I don't think, but it is. You saw it win one and come very close to winning another game. So certainly pleased with how the deck performed. I think it's coming together. I think the way it's built right now, I've been optimizing it more for the attack, and I think I need to try to. I'm not utilizing the gusting quite as much as maybe the deck needs to do. But a decent deck, I think a good concept, something to work with. If you have any thoughts or ideas how to make the deck better, please leave them in the comment below. Have a good day, and certainly give the deck a try if you're interested. Take care.